modeled to want to be. But life can change you, right? It became, and then as I was growing up, things got a little bit more practical. I had a single mom. She was really, really, she had to start over all over again
Right.
in life. And one of those things that she told me was, she wasn't going to hold my hand in this yellow brick road of a life.
She
That
knew it wasn't a yellow brick road of a
yeah.
life.
So she was like, if you want something, you got to do it on your own, and you got to cowboy up. The world,
Cowboy up.
yeah, like the whole world is out there for you, and yeah.
So what happened that made you enlist? Because enlisting is how you kind of got to your current.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
if I was to say, what was the road to becoming an entrepreneur? It was through enlisting and your experience. What led you there?
Actually, I was ever since I was a kid, because like ever since I left my dad, my mom always knew. I was more like my dad.
Yeah.
Because that's he basically pretty much whatever entrepreneurship stuff that he had, if there's one thing that I got out of him, it was that.
It was starting
Yeah,
something.
and then
Did you start something in school?
a bunch of things.
Oh, you
actually,
did?
yeah. Like I remember back in the day, we'd burn CDs, and like when Napster came out and stuff
Yeah.
like that, we'd download music and we'd burn them into CDs and sell them to a bunch of kids.
So that was your first
this is
business.
in middle school, And I've always had this vision, actually before Amazon even came out. I've always, since I was in that classified ad reselling thing, as a kid, I used to sit down with my friend Sean, and we would talk about how, what would be a great idea for a business is like everything and anything that we could sell online,
Yeah.
right? Let's do that.
Voila,
If,
Amazon.
yeah, like if people really needed something, it was like a one-stop shop, and let's take advantage of like the internet, and then they can just go there and then purchase it.
So was there any turning moment in in that early stage venturing for you?
I was always just had that I was so optimistic. I've always kind of just felt like I was supposed to do something bigger than myself. But and then my mom was more like, like in life you got to be more practical.
Okay, so your mom's message was practicality.
Right. Like
And there was something in you that was saying, I was born for something bigger.
my mom's message was more like, if you got to do one of the things you got to learn how to develop in your life is to be able to self-assess your current situation. And if you're not content, then you got to do something about it. And in order for you to get to where you need to be, you got to do what it is that you need to do now for you to get there. And sometimes you got to do the stuff that you don't want to do for the time being in order for you to get to where you need to be.